the goddamn button.
Oh, they're so cute. It's not a cup, but it's still holiday cute.
Oh, I love it.
Oh. And just because Jeremy wanted it.
Oh, yes. Awesome.
I like it.
Why is this? It just keeps giving me this entire wheel of death.
Yeah, you're live.
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't tell me that. It doesn't fucking tell me that. All right. Well. All right. This isn't working with my headset either. There you go. All right. Welcome to Bracket Bash of the podcast. We take a bracket of 32, 64, 128 or more and banter our way down to a winner. I am your host, Santa's third homie, and this is Casey.
Hi, I'm Casey, host of An Evening at the Movies, proud founding member of the recently one-year-old network. I did not make these rankings, so shout out to us for making it 1 year and not killing each other. But I'm very happy to be here and fill in. Ho, ho, ho to all you fools, and I'm ready. Let's get this shit on the show. On the road, not show.
Andy and Hollis.
I'm Andy.
I'm Hollis.
And we're Don't Call Me Lady. And we just like Christmas. I'm excited for this one. There's lots of characters I like.
I'm kind of excited about this one because maybe there might be a chance for a little payback after last time. I've officially settled myself as Judy Garland's defender.
Jess.
This is the best looking bastard, Jess, and hope you all have a Merry Christmas. Let's get started.
Harley.
Hey, I'm Harley from the Asylum with Harley and the Mod Squad. Thanks for having me on the show, guys.
And of course, Bubbles.
This is Bubbles, and I bring all the holiday cheer today.
And we're the bastards running this thing. Today, this week at least, we are dealing with the holiday season. It's one of my favorite times of the year. I even have my little antler thing going on today. But this week, we're talking about Christmas characters. Characters from different movies and TV shows and stuff like that. And we're going to battle ourselves down to one. There's a couple rules on the show. Number one is to blow in your load at the final swing. You can, since we vote round robin style on this show, you can blow your load or use your final swing if you do not want to go when you need to go. If you blow your load or use your final swing, you'll be going last. If somebody else happens to blow their load or use your final swing after you, you are no longer going last, but before them. Rule number 2 is the entire fuck you Freddy rule. There's going to be times during this show that you're not going to like each other, and you're probably not going to like me. So just go ahead and tell me to fuck off. That's what the entire fuck you Freddy rule is. And for some reason, we're just went AWOL on this one. And rule number 3 is, of course, the entire steal a vote. It's a new rule coming up, and during one time on your turn, you can steal somebody's vote, and that's it. This only works up to the quarterfinals. So no stealing somebody's vote in the final round. I will be starting us off this week, followed by Casey, Andy, Hollis, Jess, Harley, and Bubbles after that. Is it Grinch from the Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, or Gizmo from Gremlins? I love the Grinch. It is by far one of my favorite holiday traditions. And for some reason, this entire thing is not wanting to let Jess back on the show. And I don't know why.
I see
Because
Jess.
she's too close to Q.
Oh, that's Bubbles.
Yeah.
No, the other Jess.
Oh, she came back for like a second.
Like a split.
Hey.
I'm back on again.
There we go. All right. Sorry, there's a slight time delay. Anyway, I'm going to go on Grinch on this one. Casey, is it the Grinch or Gizmo?
I mean, I like Gremlins and all, but I mean, yeah, the Grinch is probably more badass than Gizmo is. Gizmo's probably more cute than the Grinch is, but we'll go with badass and we'll go with the Grinch.
Grinch gets a vote. Andy?
I definitely vote for the Grinch. Like Gizmo's cute and all, but Grinch is like one of my favorite Christmas characters ever.
Gets another vote. Hollis?
I kind of have like a weird feeling about when capitalism gets out of hand in a movie like franchise, and I think that's definitely what happened with the whole Gizmo Christmas thing. So definitely Grinch.
Gets a vote and the win on that one. Jess, is it Gizmo or Grinch?
Grinch all the way.
Gets another one. Harley?
I'm gonna have to go with the Grinch also, just to spite back to the retro.
And Bubbles finishes out.
You know what? Fuck the sweep. I'm gonna go with Gizmo on this one.
Aw, how rude.
That's what we're doing.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like if it was like if it came down to a tie between Gizmo and the Grinch, I would have totally picked the Grinch. But I think
deserves
that
a vote.
Gizmo needs some love.
Gizmo got one. Grinch moves on 6-1. Casey starts us off. Is it Kevin McCalister from Home Alone or one of my favorite villains of a Christmas movie of all time, Mr. Potter from
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life?
So, damn. Hashtag fuck you, Freddy. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Potter is the villain from one half of our Christmas Day double feature that we have coming up a week from Monday. Kevin McCalister is a felonious rat bastard. Let's go with the felonious rat bastard.
Felonious Rat Bastard gets a vote on that one. It's a Wonderful Life, by the way, will be on next week's episode because we're doing non-Christmas movies. It's recently come to my attention that It's a Wonderful Life actually has nothing to do with fucking Christmas.
Neither is fucking Die Hard.
Christmas is only in like 20 minutes of that movie, and it's literally like the first 2 minutes and the last 18.
Kevin McCalister gets a vote. Andy, is it Kevin McCalister or Mr. Potter?
Kevin McCalister, for sure.
Gets another one. Hollis?
Doesn't Macaulay Culkin deserve a win?
I mean, I've seen it. I've seen his wife. He's gotten a win.
No, he won. No, you're right.
You know what? I actually just recently saw like a newer picture of him and Brenda Song and their little boy. He's looking good right now. He is looking healthy and happy. And I think that is amazing to see.
He's been through some shit in his life, so.
Their baby is so cute.
Right?
Anyway, Hollis, what was your vote?
I'm gonna go definitely Kevin McCalister.
Kevin McCalister gets a vote. Jess, is it Kevin McCalister or Mr. Potter?
I'm going with Kevin.
Gets a vote and the win. Harley?
I'm going with Kevin.
Bubbles?
You know what? I'm also going to go with Kevin on this one because of exactly what I said earlier. You know, he went through what he's gone through and he is coming out looking great. And, you know, it's really heartwarming to see that kind of thing, especially around the holidays. And he just happens to be a holiday icon.
I'm going to be a rat bastard in this situation and take away the sweep from Mr. McCalister. Home Alone is one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. It just is. But Mr. Potter is one of the most vile villains from any movie. And if you've seen It's a Wonderful Life, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it's like he's the type of
enough of these episodes to know
He-
it wasn't sweeping.
He's the type of person to steal candy from like a special kid. And
So are you?
Well, that's besides the point. So Kevin McCalister moves on 6-1. Andy starts us off. Is it Billy Ray Valentine from Trading Places or Mrs. Claus?
Mrs. Claus, just the general concept, or like a specific Mrs. Claus?
That is completely up to you.
Okay, well, I have only ever seen the other movie like halfway through, so I don't really feel like I have enough information to vote for the other person. So Mrs. Claus all the way. Putting up with Santa's shit. Go Mrs. Claus.
I'll clap to that.
Freddie, you're not loud enough.
So, it's complicated with the Trading Places movie. Like the character is great, but the movie itself, the concept's a little weird. I'm not a big fan, but I definitely like the character. And since there's no like specific Mrs. Claus dynamic, like I don't really know where to draw that from. So I'd have to go with Billy Ray. Yeah.
Billy Ray Valentine gets a vote. Jess, Mrs. Claus, Billy Ray Valentine.
I'm going Mrs. Claus.
Gets another one. Harley.
I'm gonna go with Mrs. Claus. Girl power.
Bubbles.
So I'm also, because I'm thinking like just the concept of Mrs. Claus. So I'm definitely going to go with her because I mean, like we give so much credit to Santa Claus, but really us ladies all know who has that sled packed with all the gifts before he takes off.
You know,
Making
he just
sure
rolls up
all
out of bed, with his hot cocoa, hops in his sleigh, and that's it.
Right. And 15 minutes before he has to leave, he's like, I got to poop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My parents didn't let me believe in Santa Claus, so like, I don't know.
I'm going to channel my inner Jeremy on this one, and I'm going to go with Mrs. Claus because who else takes care of Santa's sack?
Oh my God.
I thought you were gonna be
That's
like
dirty.
she got tickle bitties.
And she lets him have all his ho-ho-hos.
I mean, that's what all the elves are for.
Oh my God.
You know what? Consenting adults, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens. Anyway, Casey, is it Mrs. Claus or Billy Ray Valentine?
I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know what the damn total is, and I'm not going to let it be a sweep. So, Trading Places.
5-2. Mrs. Claus moves on to the next round. Hollis starts us off. Is it?
Okay, fine.
I want to offend people on here. Not you guys, because I know you guys aren't going to have a problem, but I know some other people out there who listen to our show is going to have a problem. Is it
Amanda?
Baby Jesus or Clark Griswold?
Baby Jesus or Clark Griswold?
Okay.
Wait, who was Clark Griswold? What was that from?
Randy, I'm
So-
offended.
Clark Griswold is from Christmas Vacation.
Oh, the singing dude.
You know, like as far as that goes, look, it's complicated. Okay, it's complicated. I'm gonna have to go with Clark Griswold, and we're not gonna talk about it on a podcast, but it's complicated.
Clark Griswold gets to vote on that one. Jess, is it Clark Griswold or Baby Jesus?
I'm gonna have to go with Clark
Oh,
Griswold.
come on, baby Jesus.
Gets another one.
I'm offended.
Harley.
I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna go with Clark Griswold.
Baby Jesus is getting no love on this show.
I would show
Bubbles.
some love.
After you yelled that you're offended,
Okay, so I'm gonna pick Baby Jesus, but it's probably not for the right reason. Like every time I hear Baby Jesus, I think of Talladega Nights when he goes, "Sweet Baby Jesus." So that's why, like, that's how I came to my answer.
I'm going to give Clark Griswold the win. The reason I said I'm going to offend somebody is because these are all Christmas characters. And I guarantee you somebody's gonna come at me after the show airs and goes like, "Baby Jesus is not a Christmas character." I'm like, well, I mean, the importance aside from that entire thing, Baby Jesus is a legitimate Christmas character. So go off that one. Casey, is it Clark Griswold or Baby Jesus?
Yeah, Clark Griswold easily by a landslide.
And of course, Andy.
I mean, if we're just going solely off the character roles that they play, Baby Jesus really just lays there wrapped up in a blanket. So, like, honestly, Clark Griswold for the win on the character role, for sure.
I mean,
what else can he do? He's a baby. Fuck.
Does he just lay there wrapped in a blanket? We were talking last week.
You can't even see him 90% of the time.
I mean, he's supposed to be some kind of magic baby, right? Like he can do some different shit.
He just hides in his blanket.
It's cold. It's in the middle of Christmas.
Well, I'm just saying, he was laying there in his blanket and people were bringing him gold. So, I mean, he got rich doing nothing.
You know, honestly, that is diva
Right,
behavior.
we're all doing shit and we ain't making any money.
I do. I can't change my vote, but like you almost got me.
But I mean, honestly, if I was freezing and the people that followed me the closest decided to bring me gold and incense instead
One of the cons.
I'd be kind of pissed.
Well, and if I remember right,
retro would go there.
If I remember right, frankincense is actually a burial spice.
Perfect.
An entire
Hello, baby God thing. Would you like some things to have when you die?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Clark Griswold moves on 6-1 to the next round. Jess starts us off. Is it Brad from Four Christmases or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Oh, it's got to be Rudolph. Why wouldn't it be?
Gets a vote. Harley.
I'm going to go Brad from Four Christmases.
If I remember right, Brad was, oh shit, what is his name? I'm completely blanking on his name now.
Oh, what's his name? Vince Vaughn?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Vince Vaughn's character. So, anyway, Brad gets a vote on that one. Bubbles, is it Brad from Four Christmases or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Oh, it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You know, my kid's been running around the house singing it for like 3 weeks, so.
It's a vote. I'm going to go for Brad on this one, mainly for Jeremy, because he couldn't make it tonight, but he does have entire issue about the entire handy-capable.
I'm sorry,
Reindeer.
fuck you, Jeremy.
I said handy-capable. I said handy-capable, okay?
The other day, my 9-year-old asked me if Rudolph was dead because you don't actually see him on the. Why am I echoing? It's really weird. But you don't actually see Rudolph with the sleigh and everything. And I'm like, I really don't know how to answer this question to you. It was awkward.
Well, he's only there for special appearances, so. Casey, Rudolph, Brad.
Rudolph.
Gets a vote. Andy.
I'm like specifically picturing in my brain the Rudolph from the Rudolph like claymation cartoon with the little elf that wants to be a dentist. And for that reason alone, I'm going to go with Rudolph.
Gets a vote and the win. Hollis finishes out.
Well, just because last time I had to stand up for handy-capable reindeer. As a handy-capable human myself, I feel like it's very important that we recognize the equity situation there. Let him be a part of it. Anyway, Rudolph.
5-2, Rudolph moves on to the next round. Harley, is it Hans Gruber? And I'm really glad this came to you. Is it Hans Gruber or Buddy the Elf?
Hans Gruber.
For those out there who didn't watch last week, Harley and I have one thing in common, in the simple fact that we both do not like Will Ferrell. So there's that.
Stand him. Nope.
Bubbles, is it Buddy the Elf or Hans Gruber?
Sorry, I
Swallow.
always swallow.
Always swallow.
Are you eating wings again?
You made Quentin choke in the bathroom.
I'm actually going to pick Buddy the Elf on this one. My sister-in-law absolutely loves that movie. Like I'm pretty sure I watched her watch it in like summertime. So that's what I'm going with.
It gets a vote. I cannot stand Will Ferrell. I love Elf on the Shelf. I don't like Buddy Elf. There's very few Will Ferrell movies I actually like. This is not one of them. I will not be voting for Buddy Elf. It is Hans Gruber for me. Christmas doesn't officially start until you see Hans Gruber falling from the tower. So there's that. Casey, is it Hans Gruber or Buddy Elf?
Hashtag fuck you, long-winded Freddy, motherfucker. You stole what I was going to freaking use for my damn announcement. But yes, I will second the fact that it's not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls off Nakatomi Tower. Hans Gruber.
Gets a vote. Andy.
Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
You're entitled to your wrong opinion. It's all right.
Somewhere around that time frame does not mean it is a Christmas movie. Buddy the freaking Elf.
Okay. Gremlins
Die Hard will also be on next week's bracket, by the way.
And
Bruce Willis even says that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Yeah, well, Bruce Willis is also not exactly all there in the head, so he's probably
This was
wrong.
before he even got diagnosed. Thank you very much.
Buddy the Elf gets a vote on that one. Hollis.
I would like to agree with Andy. First of all, yes, it's not a Christmas movie. But second of all, I want to defend Will Ferrell for a moment. He is absolutely the epitome of silly for silly's sake and ridiculous. And there's no reason why he does what he does. It's just dumb, and I love it. So yeah, Buddy the Elf.
Buddy the Elf gets a vote, which means that it's a tie-breaking decision coming down to Jess. Jess, is it Hans Gruber or Buddy the Elf?
I have to go with Buddy the Elf because Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Woo! Yes! That is what is up. Thank you.
You know what's really funny is that every poll that you see from people, if they're asked if they consider Die Hard a Christmas movie, it's always like a 2 to 3 vote type thing that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So there's that. But again, because of Bubbles, because she kind of made me put Die Hard in the non-Christmas movies. Next week. It is on next week's calendar. I did officially finish that list, and there is some damn good movies on that list. So next week should be really fun. Bubbles does start us off, by the way. Is it Howard Langston from Jingle All the Way, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, or Santa Claus?
Is it Santa Claus the concept? So kind of like Mrs. Claus there was?
It's completely up to you, dear.
You know what? I don't even know why I bothered asking, but I felt it needed to be asked. But I am going to go with Santa Claus anyways, because obviously Santa Claus is the character for Christmas. Like you say Santa Claus and everybody knows you're automatically talking about Christmas. You're not talking about any other thing or time of the year.
Santa Claus gets a vote. I'm going to go with Howard Langston on this one. As a dad, I'm going to go for Howard Langston because I see a lot of the entire struggles about trying to get that special gift and being procrastinating until the very freaking end of the movie. We just did this movie on the recasting call, and that will be coming out shortly. So make sure to either check up on that one or go back in the archives and see how that one turned out. Howard Langston gets my vote on that one. Casey, is it Howard Langston or Santa Claus?
So yeah, we kicked off Holiday Ho Ho Fest 2023 with Jingle All the Way, and I will be voting for Arnold.
Arnold gets a vote. Andy?
I'm gonna go with Howard Langston on this one. For like just good dad reasons, for real. Like love Santa Claus because Christmas and all, but like that's how you make Christmas happen.
Hollis, you have the ability to piss a lot of people off. Is it Howard Langston or Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Do it.
So Santa's problematic for the whole Coca-Cola capitalism bullshit. But as far as like Howard Langston, like Arnold Schwarzenegger is like his own problem.
But we're talking about Howard Langston here.
Howard Langston as a character is solely isolated from anything else. I go with that one because sneaking in people's houses with presents is creepy.
Put the cookie down. Howard Langston gets a vote and the win on that one. Jess, is it Santa Claus or Howard Langston?
I'm going with Santa Claus.
Santy.
Santy.
And Harley?
I'm going to have to go with Santa Claus.
And a 4-3 split and a major upset on that one. I love the character of Howard Langston. I love the fact that when we did it for the recasting call, the people that we had to replace him and everything else, I did not see him upsetting Santa Claus. So there's that one. I start this one off and finishing out the first half of round one. Is it Cindy Lou Who from How the Grinch Stole Christmas or Ralphie from The Christmas Story? I'm going to go Cindy Lou Who on this one just for the simple fact that they're pretty much even as far as like historical significance and everything else goes. But I love the fact that the girl who played Cindy Lou Who in Jim Carrey's version of The Grinch is like the lead singer of Pretty Reckless.
Mm-hmm.
So out of all the career changes to go through, I mean, just, yeah. Cindy Lou Who gets my vote. Casey, Cindy Lou Who or Ralphie from The Christmas Story?
Ralphie.
Gets the vote. Andy?
Ralphie is iconic for a lot of reasons, and this one's kind of hard for me because Cindy Lou Who was like iconic for me specifically because I was like little when that came out. Well, kind of little-ish enough to be like, oh, I wanted to be Cindy Lou Who. So I hate this one. And
No loads have been blown.
Do it.
I'm blowing my load. I'm doing it. I'm blowing my load. I'm going to wait till the end. I can't hold it in any longer.
Andy has decided to blow her load on this situation. Hollis, is it Ralphie from The Christmas Story or Cindy Lou Who from How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Well, children generally suck. I mean, my
You're
kid's
not
great.
wrong.
You're not wrong.
So like whatever. But I think I am going to steal a vote. Wait. Not this time.
Oh.
Go blow my load.
Oh, why would you do that?
Back-to-back loads being blown. Jess, is it Ralphie from The Christmas Story or Cindy Lou Who from The Grinch?
I'm going with Cindy Lou Who.
Gets a vote. Harley.
Okay, so I hate to do this. I'm gonna steal Hollis's vote,
Oh,
and I'm gonna go with Ralphie from A Christmas Story because I live in Cleveland, like not far from the Christmas Story house, and I'd have a big
Neat.
like thing against me if I voted against Ralphie. And my shirt.
Fragile. Must be Italian. Bubbles. Is it Ralphie from The Christmas Story or Cindy Lou Who? I will let you know I cannot tell you who to vote for, but if you do vote for the certain one of these, it will press a vote into a tie-breaking decision for Andy, who blew her load.
Do it.
I know. I feel like I have to. I mean,
It's the best bastard move.
it definitely is.
This close to Christmas, though, like, do you really want to get on Santa's naughty list, especially since we just kicked him out of the bracket?
Oh, I'm pretty sure we are all already are.
I'm gonna
Oh,
say I
for
kind
sure.
of dig being on the naughty list here. Okay, like we have more fun. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's tie this up for Andy.
You still have to pick one of them. Like, I can't tell you which one to vote for.
Okay, hold up, because now I got to do this in my head.
I'm aware of that.
Cindy Lou Who. I'm up to speed. It
It
takes
is a
this
tie-breaking
forever.
decision coming down to Andy. Andy, is it Ralphie from The Christmas Story or Cindy Lou Who from How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Fuck you, Freddie.
Do it.
Oh shit.
I helped it
Alright.
along, but I didn't do it.
For personal reasons, I'm sorry, Ralphie. Cindy Lou Who. Cindy Lou Who is my vote.
Yay!
So right
Cindy Lou Who gets the
now,
vote, and the win on that one will be right back right after this break. None of the bastards have any kind of ads to do. So Casey, Andy, Hollis, Harley. At the end of round one, you have the ability to do your guest ads. So keep that in mind. Loads, Andy and Hollis have both blown their load, and Harley got a steal a vote. So there's that one. Welcome back for the second half of round one. It looks like Casey starts us off. Is it Cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation or Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas?
Seriously, are you? I quit. I don't want to play no more. God damn it! Fuck you, Freddie.
That's 4.
Oh, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more that come out of at least my mouth before this episode.
I'm aware of that.
over with. I'm fucking breaking records worldwide tonight. Oh, Jesus God. Jack Skellington.
Woo!
Jack Skellington gets a vote on that one. Andy, is it Jack Skellington or Cousin Eddie?
Jack Skellington.
Gets a vote. Hollis.
For every millennial with like something Tim Burton on their thighs still, Jack Skellington.
Jess, is it Jack Skellington or Cousin Eddie?
Jack Skellington.
Gets a vote and the win. Harley.
Jack Skellington.
Bubbles.
Is this a sweep if I vote this way?
Not yet.
Figure it out.
Not yet. Well, somebody's going to end up having to sweep it or be a bastard, so I'm going to go ahead and vote for Jack Skellington.
I don't
Fuck
consider
you, Freddie.
I don't consider Nightmare Before Christmas a Christmas movie. Because there's
There's
just as
Christmas in the name.
but there's just as much Halloween as there is as Christmas. So realistically, Nightmare Before Christmas is a Thanksgiving movie.
It could be both.
Because it's right in between.
You're not,
It's right in
you're not
between.
taking a median, Freddie.
It's just,
You know, I'm just saying, if Disney is listening, I would really absolutely freaking love if we could have like an animated short of like the Boogie Boys going and getting Santa Claus. Like, I want to watch them go into the Easter door and take the bunny and then have to return that bunny to turn around and get Santa Claus. Like, I want to see everything that happened there. It could even be its own movie. I don't even care, but I want to see
You're
that.
like, I need the details on these shenanigans.
I agree. I've always wanted to see that.
So Disney, if you want to call me up, I got some ideas.
Same.
I'm gonna give it a sweep on this one, mainly because of the Princess Bride, and people who know me know I absolutely love this movie. The Princess Bride is one of my favorite films of all time. Humperdinck, the guy that plays Humperdinck, is the same person that voices not singing voices. That's Danny Elfman, but the guy who voices Jack Skellington is the guy who plays Prince Humperdinck.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's
there's that. Jack gets the vote, and the win is a 7-0 sweep down the road. Andy starts us off. Is it Scrooge or Willie T. Stokes from Bad Santa?
Oh, Willie. Oh. Okay, I feel like I'm probably gonna get a little bit of hate for this one, but I have not seen Bad Santa. I feel like I should have by now, but I have not seen it. And Scrooge is kind of like the classic Christmas bad guy. So I'm gonna go
Jordan's
Scrooge.
good. He gives us that Christmas hope.
Yeah,
Scrooge
like
gets
that
the
little
vote on that one. Hollis.
hope that you might be able to change somebody just a little bit at Christmas time.
Hollis. Is it Willie T. Stokes or Scrooge?
In honor of my days in the theater, I must go with Scrooge because I was Ghost of Christmas Present in a musical version of it. It was fun and I appreciate it. Deep appreciation for Scrooge.
Get to vote, Jess.
I'm gonna have to go with Scrooge. The humbug.
Harley.
I'm gonna go with Scrooge.
Bubbles.
I am also gonna have to go with Scrooge. Because like Andy said, it is like it's iconic Christmas time. It's when, and then I also think of Scrooge McDuck.
I was waiting for that. I really was. I was waiting on it.
Your father will be
And I
screaming.
love that he kind of became like a regular character for Disney as well. Not just a holiday character.
I'm going to go with Scrooge as well. Scrooge is one of those characters that's been done so many times, and every time it's done, it's an absolute masterpiece. My favorite Scrooge is either the Bill Murray version from Scrooged or the Muppets version. And I cannot remember the guy's name.
I love the Muppet Scrooge.
Michael Caine.
I was just thinking the Muppets too. I was like,
So it's one of those.
that is
it's one
exactly
of those two.
what we're watching when I go home.
Casey, is it Willie T. Stokes from Bad Santa or Scrooge? I don't know if you're on mute or not, sir.
You're muted, Casey. Oh, there you
go. So yeah, him and Mr. Potter are probably two of the most iconic Christmas assholes of all time. The only difference is Scrooge has the element of redemption at the end of his story. So I'll be giving my vote to Scrooge.
Scrooge in a 7-0 sweep, back-to-back sweep. Scrooge moves on to the next round.
So Scrooge.
Hollis starts us off on this one. Is it Harry and Marv, the Wet Bandits, or George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life?
I had a very vivid nightmare starring the Wet Bandits, but in like probably kindergarten age. But I think I'm still gonna vote for them because I feel like It's a Wonderful Life is kind of an annoying movie. Like, hate me if you want.
Wet Bandits gets a vote. Jess?
I'm gonna have to go for the Wet Bandits.
Gets another one. Harley?
I'm going to go with the Wet Bandits.
Bubbles?
I don't think I've seen the Wet Bandits.
Yeah,
it's not the Wet Bandits.
Yeah.
Wet Bandits is not a movie.
On
That's
Home Alone.
Oh, well, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's-
Okay, then that's what I'm going with.
It's Harry and Marv.
I was like, I don't know
Listen,
what the Wet
Andy,
Bandits
man.
are, but now that makes sense. Never mind. Just don't mind me.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Harry and Marv too. I love the movie It's a Wonderful Life. It's one of my classic ones. I have not got to watch it this year, unfortunately. But as far as Christmas characters go, the Wet Bandits, or also known as the Sticky Bandits, get my vote. Casey, is it Harry and Marv or George Bailey?
I'll be goddamned if Harry and Marv are going to sweep George Bailey out of this fucking bracket. George Bailey
gets a vote. And Andy, finish this out.
Harry and Marv for sure. That was like my favorite part of Home Alone, was watching them be ridiculous. That was the whole point of the movie.
Avoiding the sweep, Wet Bandits move on 6-1. Jess starts us off. Is it Frosty the Snowman or Billy Mack from Love Actually, which is one movie I've never seen?
Yeah, I've never seen that one either. So I'm going to go with Frosty the Snowman.
Frosty the Snowman gets a vote. Harley
Frosty the Snowman
gets another one. Bubbles
Frosty
gets a third and a fourth because, again, never seen Love Actually, so I can't say anything to it. Casey, is it Frosty the Snowman or Billy Mack?
So it's already been done earlier today, but I will channel my inner Jeremy and be casting my vote for Frosty the Snowman. No, I'm not going to waste it on that. So I'm going to refrain from using my inner Jeremy and just vote for Frosty the Snowman.
Oh, there's the next vote. I already got a vote from Jeremy, and he's going to be taking my vote. So, I already talked to him, so there's that one. Frosty gets a vote on that one, though. Andy, Frosty or Billy Mack?
I only saw that movie once, and I remember very little about it. But I remember Billy Mack, and I don't want Frosty to sweep Billy Mack because he's literally the only character I remember from that movie. So I'm gonna go with Billy Mack.
Gets a vote. Hollis.
Oh, Frosty the Snowman, what a delicate way to introduce your young children to the concept of death.
Frosty
Um,
doesn't die, though. I mean,
Merry Christmas.
every time there's a
So-
Christmas snow. So
I mean, like, is it the same though? I'm kidding. Okay, so anywho, probably Frosty. It's iconic.
6-1 faces another 6-1 in the next round. Harley, is it Krampus or Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo?
I'm gonna go with Krampus.
Krampus gets a vote. Bubbles.
Mr. Hanky.
Don't you? Oh, you would.
I did.
Personally, I would have gone Mr. Hanky on this one. I'm not a huge fan of South Park, but I love this character. However, Jeremy, who I did get a fuck you, Freddie, from in via text on this one, is going for Krampus. Just because, and I know Jeremy is a huge South Park fan. I also know Jeremy loves cryptids, so this would have completely fucked with him if he was on the show. But unfortunately, he's not here today. My vote goes to Jeremy. Jeremy's vote goes to Krampus. Casey, is it Krampus or Mr. Hanky?
That actually kind of shocks me because I know how much he loves fucking South Park. But Krampus.
Gets a vote. Andy.
Mr. Hanky's gross. Like, Krampus. I don't even like Krampus, but Krampus.
Gets a vote. Hollis.
I mean, have you seen the pictures? Like, Krampus is snatched. Like, I feel like it's gotta be Krampus. It's just like straight up like evil daddy energy. I'll take it.
And Jess finishes up.
So, in honor of Quentin's mom, I'm gonna have to go with Mr. Hanky. She even had, so my sister-in-law even knitted her a little Mr. Hanky a couple years ago for Christmas. So she has a little Mr. Hanky that she keeps on her stand in the living room or wherever she keeps it. And she
keeps
absolutely
tiny
loves.
food in the living room.
Yes, she does.
Mr. Hanky, Christmas poo.
And it has a little red hat on it and everything. She absolutely loves Mr. Hanky. I have to go with that one.
Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo, gets dumped in the first round. Krampus moves on 5-2. Bubbles starts us off. Is it the Mouse King from the Nutcracker or Charlie Brown?
That's what's kind of hard. Like, I love the Nutcracker. Like, I love going and watching the Nutcracker. I love the movies, the Nutcracker, the cartoons. But Charlie Brown and his little heart of gold. You know what? I'm gonna do Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown gets a vote. I I think Charlie Brown is not only known for Christmas, but among other holidays as well. Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, the Great Pumpkin, stuff like that. So it's not just the Christmas for Charlie Brown. However, the Mouse King, the only issue with the Mouse King is that if you just say the Mouse King, a lot of people don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So it's not, the Mouse King isn't a character that's really, really well known, but as far as being a solid Christmas and Christmas alone, I think the Mouse King is more Christmas than Charlie Brown is. So the Mouse King gonna avoid the sweep on this one. Casey, is it the Mouse King or Charlie Brown?
Charlie fucking Brown.
I'm gonna be the only one, but I'm okay with that. Andy, Mouse King, Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown.
Hollis.
Tchaikovsky, like just listening to Tchaikovsky ever induces a little anxiety for no reason. Like just it's too much tension that it builds up. So I'm definitely choosing Charlie Brown.
Gets a vote and the win on that one. Jeff, Charlie Brown or the Mouse King?
I'm gonna have to go with Charlie Brown. I was never a fan of the Nutcracker.
Harley.
This unfortunately gets a fuck you, Freddie. But I'm gonna have to go with the Mouse King because the Mouse King is more Christmas than Charlie Brown. Unfortunately.
I mean, I was okay going 6-1 on that one but I kind of figured I'm just going to avoid the sweep. But I appreciate it. I start this one off, and is it Elf on the Shelf or John McClaine from Die Hard? Sticking with the same mentality with as far as Charlie Brown goes, I believe Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
It's not.
However, the only real thing that John McClaine is Christmassy about is the fact that he writes ho 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 ho, now I have a machine gun on it. Elf on the Shelf though is just straight up Christmas. Like, do you have Elf on the Shelf out for Christmas, and then as soon as Christmas is over, you put your Elf on the Shelf back in the box, or send him back up to Santa because that's what the elf is there for. So Elf on the Shelf will be getting my vote against John McClaine on this one. Casey, is it John McClaine or Elf on the Shelf?
So if it's not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls up at Nakatomi Tower, it's not Christmas until John McClaine throws him up at Nakatomi Tower. So John McClaine
gets a vote. Andy.
Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. John McClaine is not a Christmas character. Ho, ho, ho on the side of a gun does not make it a Christmas film. Elf on the Shelf.
Hollis.
Elf on the Shelf is creepy as fuck. Okay. You have a grown ass elf sitting on children's shelves watching them to make sure they're good enough to get presents for Christmas. No. But still, like, Die Hard is not a fucking Christmas movie, so Elf on the Shelf.
Jess, Elf on the Shelf with John McClaine.
What Andy and Hollis said.
Yeah.
Harley.
Well, Elf on the Shelf reminds me too much of Will Ferrell's character in The Elf, and I can't stand Will Ferrell.
That
so
is profiling.
I can't, like, the Elf on the Shelf is really creepy, so I'm gonna have to go with Die Hard.
He gets a vote. Bubbles.
I'm so fucking tired of cleaning up after these fucking elves, okay? They're bullshit. They're out of control.
That's why those elves are not allowed in my house.
Yep.
However, again, it's not a fucking Christmas movie, and I will take that. I will physically fight over that. So Elf on the Shelf is my vote.
5-2. I do like, and I almost bought one. If I had more money, I was going to. But Walmart has Snoop on the Stoop now. Yeah,
Yep.
Snoop on the Stoop, which is Snoop Dogg dressed up as like Elf on the Shelf, and I absolutely love it. But it was like $30 for this and for the box and everything else to go with it. I'm just like, I can't justify it, unfortunately. So Casey starts us off. Casey finishes out round one on this one.
Totally.
Is it the train conductor from Polar Express or Jack Frost?
I can't stand this movie because I have to watch it 150 times every fucking Christmas. But I don't want to get on my nephew's bad side, so I'll be voting for the train conductor from Polar Express.
The train conductor gets a vote on that one. Andy?
I'm thinking of like Jack Frost from the Santa Claus movies, and that was one of my favorite characters from the Santa Claus movies, and I'm definitely voting for Jack Frost.
Hollis?
Again, you have a grown ass train conductor, and you have all these kids, and his first question is, "Where is your ticket?" And they find it in their pocket. Creepy, first of all. But his first question should have been, "Where are your parents?" So, Jack Frost, because all he wanted to do was make it cold.
Yes, Jack Frost or the conductor from Polar Express.
Polar Express, because I absolutely love that movie.
Gets a vote. Harley?
Jack Frost.
Bubbles?
So I actually like most versions of Jack Frost that I see. So like the Santa Claus movies. There is also like that really like older cartoon, and he had that song that they played in the Batman movie. So there's that one. There's the Jack Frost that's in that Guardians movie where you get like all of the mystical creatures, and it's played by Chris Pine. I am, however, really fucking tired of being this cold. Like my insides are cold and they just won't warm up. I am currently sitting with the heater on my lap because it's so cold. So Jack Frost also needs to sit the fuck down with that elf. I am picking Jack Frost though.
Avoiding the tie-breaking
See, at
decision
least
on
in the
this
train
one.
you'd be warm.
If I was on the train, I'd be warm. No, that's not true because they had the fucking windows down.
Well,
Like,
they did, but I still think
And they
you'd be
serve
warm.
like hot chocolate on there too. So
See, yeah, they serve hot
what am I gonna
chocolate.
do, dump the hot chocolate on me in hopes it'll burn enough to stay warm? Like,
might work better than the heater would. You
like,
definitely be like up and moving.
right.
My wife, when I showed her the board, because she helps me with the stuff every once in a while, she looked at Jack Frost. She's like, "Which one are you doing?" Because as it's been stated, there's the Jack Frost from like Santa Claus movies, Santa Claus 3, which is probably the worst one of the trilogy. There's Jack Frost from the different cartoons. There's Jack Frost from a bunch of other stuff. There's a Jack Frost horror movie. There's the Michael Keaton Jack Frost. A whole bunch of other stuff. So, however, there's only the one train conductor. And out of all the people to play a train conductor, I think this conductor really did a good job. The only other train conductor I can think of that really did a really good job was the train conductor from Thomas the Train. originally played by one of the greatest comedians of all time. His name fucking escapes me right now. It's pissing me off. He's the one that does the 7 words you can't say on TV. George Carlin.
You really like trains, don't you, buddy?
I mean, we were talking about Q going on a train last week, so
I've never
There's
been
that.
on a train. Ever.
Me either, Jess. Me
Neither have I.
Me neither.
so you.
I live right across the street from a train track.
We should take a train ride, drink hot cocoa, then maybe we'd appreciate the movie more.
Okay.
You've
sounds
never
great.
experienced a train?
No, and we have
that
like
the question?
train rides. Like
I've been on a subway. Does that count?
No.
I don't feel like it counts. Like I've been on a monorail in Vegas, but I don't
Went
think
on
it
that
counts.
train
It's not
roller
a
coaster.
train. It's not like chugga chugga.
I chugga choose you.
Oh, thanks.
Did nobody catch that reference?
I don't know
Sucker.
where that came from. No, it sounds like a Valentine's card, and I love it.
If it's a
It was a
Valentine's
Valentine's
card,
Day card. It's from The Simpsons. Lisa gave
Oh
Ralphie.
my God, to Millhouse.
no Ralphie.
Was it Ralphie?
That's
or
what it was.
No. Oh,
Yeah,
you might be
Ralphie.
right.
Because
You might
I
be right.
chugga choose you, and then that entire love story kicks off, and yeah. So
Text
anyway,
Jeremy and ask him. He knows.
Jack Frost moves on to the next round, 4-3, facing another 4-3 in the next round. Be right back right after this break. Casey, what are you up to?
Yes, sir. Coming up on An Evening at the Movies, we have the end of our Holiday Ho Ho Fest 2023 with a Christmas Day double feature on Christmas Day. Also, a bunch of episodes coming up in January. I'm not going to run down the whole entire list, but I do want to say that February 10th, it is a Saturday night. We will be going live for our 3rd anniversary, and maybe something else. But to find out what the other thing is, you have to tune in to Violent Night on December 25th to find out what the other thing is. So,
It's a damn good movie.
good
by the way.
times. It's a fucking amazing movie.
Andy, Hollis, what you guys up to?
Well, if you're local on the 23rd, we have a show called Holly Jolly Melancholy Christmas, telling you guys because we're actually going to be posting it on YouTube to be viewed all day Christmas Day. It's going to be a bunch of your old favorite Christmas standards and some new originals from all of Louisville's favorites. So definitely tune in to Don't Call Me Lady on YouTube and take a look at it.
Yeah, Don't Call Me Lady can be found on Facebook and TikTok and Instagram under Don't Call Me Lady and Don't Call Me Lady Music. And we'll be posting all the details for all of those everywhere. So follow us and watch the Christmas special.
And of course, Harley. What's up?
Well, you guys can find me on the Asylum with Harley. We go live every Sunday night, except next Sunday because it's Christmas Eve. And we have giveaways. And you could also find me at the Mod Squad Network, where they go live every Saturday night. And we have a horror show, a gaming show, and a movie show, which I host every one of them.
All right. We are back for round 2. It looks like Andy starts us off on this one. Is it the Grinch or Jack Skellington?
That's a fuck you, Freddie.
I think that's a fuck us. We chose this.
No, it's a fuck you,
Because
Fred.
we picked.
I
Didn't they
definitely
say
picked
like there was
Grinch.
the old rumor where Jack Skellington is the Grinch?
Yeah.
Like he evolved from the Grinch to Jack Skellington after his heart grew.
I'm gonna go with the Grinch. just because that was more impactful for me personally.
Grinch gets a vote on this one. Hollis.
You know, even though the Grinch does give people false hopes that people can change. I'm kidding. I'll go with the Grinch because it's definitely more of a Christmas movie than the other one.
Jess.
Okay, so The Nightmare Before Christmas is my all-time favorite movie. But this is Christmas. Nightmare Before Christmas isn't fully a Christmas movie. So I'm gonna have to go with the Grinch, unfortunately. And it breaks my fucking heart. So it's a fuck you, Freddie.
Harley.
I'm gonna have to go with the Grinch.
Gets a vote and the win on that one. For everybody in comments right now, my comments are not working. There they are. Okay. So
Most of your
Pamela
comments
Hicks,
are from my
back
streams.
to Retro and Q. Glad to have you guys here. Unfortunately, it was just being a pain in the ass. It wasn't working, so I apologize about that. Not keeping up with that. Bubbles, Grinch, Jack Skellington.
This one is so difficult, but for the same reason. Oh, Freddie's gone, but yeah, for the same reason that Jess said, as far as like Christmassy icon, because Nightmare Before Christmas just kind of like half and halves it. I'm gonna have to go with the Grinch.
And Freddie, the vote is yours. What do you vote?
Wow, Freddie, that's so interesting. What a magical opinion you have. And we're almost back. All right, spinning wheel of doom.
There you are.
Hey.
That was fucking weird. I was sitting there listening to Bubbles on this, and it just went nope.
Just kidding. Just joshing you.
Didn't like to hear what Bubbles said.
I
Play
did.
it back to find out.
I completely missed what your vote was, though.
That's okay. I'm not going to repeat the whole story, but ultimately is the Grinch.
She agreed with me.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That was quicker version. Thanks, Jess. that probably would have been so much easier to say.
I agree with the Grinch moving on. However, I don't want to see Jack leaving on a sweep. So Jack's going to be getting my vote on this one. Casey, finish us out. Is it the Grinch or Jack Skellington?
Yeah, Jack wouldn't have been leaving on a sweep.
You guys just can't let the Grinch have a streak, can you?
Nope.
No.
His heart,
I don't know.
he became good.
Freaks.
Grinch moves on with pants or not to the next round. Shout out to Sharon for that particular words of wisdom. Paula starts us off. Is it the Wet Bandits? I'm really glad Jeremy's not here. There have been jokes. Is it the Wet Bandits or Mrs. Claus?
We can get all three of them together and have a party, honestly.
The damn pineapples again, man. Just
You know, I don't know. Mr. Claus, all right. What Bandits? I like them better. I don't really care much about Mrs. Claus, to be honest.
I do find it funny that Mrs. Claus made it farther in a Christmas bracket than Santa did.
Girl power, man.
Way better. Way less creepy. She's not the one climbing in people's houses unannounced.
Not that you know of.
Yeah, I mean, well, I've seen some of those outfits. Sometime I wouldn't mind coming down my chimney.
She's got hobbies.
Yes.
Holding
Is
She's
it
got
Mrs.
to
Claus
figure
or
out
Wet
how to make
Bandits?
them. She's got to figure out how to get the pieces for the toys somehow.
Right. That's
Santa
just not
gave
cheap
us
anymore.
But say Santa, the Santa can have the cookies. I'll
And the
go ahead and take
baby.
Mrs. Claus's pie.
Who's Mrs. Claus going up? Oh, the Wet Bandits. That's right.
Wet Bandits.
I'm gonna stick with Mrs. Claus.
Mrs. Claus gets to vote on that one. Harley, Mrs. Claus, Wet Bandits.
Well, I like my upside down pineapples, so that's a hard one.
That's what they keep telling me.
I'm gonna go with the Wet Bandits because 3's more fun.
I don't know. The Wet Bandits, it already sounds provocative.
Bubbles.
So I'm gonna go ahead. I am going with Mrs. Claus because kind of like what you mentioned earlier when you say the Wet Bandits, I'm like, I don't know who that is. So what's up, Q?
What's up?
Yeah, so I am going with Mrs. Claus on this one.
Mrs. Claus gets a vote. I'm going to go with the Wet Bandits, also known as Harry and Marv from Home Alone. It is a tie game. Casey, is it the Wet Bandits or Mrs. Claus?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Mrs. Claus.
Mrs. Claus? With the upset, at least I would imagine that be an upset. Miss Claus moves on 4-3 to the next round. Jess will be starting us off, but Jess is Mr. Jess.
He is in the potty room at the moment and asked me to take over for a second.
Lavatory. Mrs. Jess.
El Baño.
Sorry,
I
Mr.
didn't
Jess.
vote.
Mr. Jess, is it Rudolph or Krampus?
Rudolph! Can cramp it up his ass! I mean, that's all right. My bad.
That escalated quickly.
So quickly.
So,
Rudolph gets a vote on that one. Harley, is it Rudolph or Krampus?
It's Krampus.
Gets a vote. Bubbles.
Rudolph.
Going back and forth. I'm going to go Krampus on this one. Casey, is it Rudolph or Krampus?
Rudolph.
Andy.
I don't know who I voted for last round or who you marked me down for last round, but I didn't actually get to vote, so I wanted to say my vote was for the Wet Bandits either way, so that's cool. And then I don't know how that happened. But anyway, this vote for sure, Rudolph.
Didn't you start? Oh, no, you didn't. Okay. That's my bad. I apologize for it. But
That's all right. You got it right anyway. You guessed correctly.
yeah. I mean, it was a really tight vote, too. So, like, if I would have screwed that up, that would have been switched around. Anyway, sorry. With the exception of my blunder on that one, which, again, I apologize for, are you going for Rudolph or Krampus on that one?
Rudolph.
Rudolph. All right. Rudolph with a win on that one. Hollis, finish us out.
I love a good fear-inducing energy, but I still have to stand up for my handy-capable reindeer friends. It's Rudolph.
So specifically
Rudolph.
despite Jerry.
Yes.
Rudolph moves on 5-2 to the next round. Harley starts this one off. Is it Howard Langston from Jingle All the Way or Elf on the Shelf?
Jingle all the way.
Howard Langston gets a vote. Bubbles.
Elf on the Shelf.
Back and forth again we go. I'm going for Howard Langston on this one. As a dad, he is a dad doing dad struggles. I always support the dads out there. He will be getting my vote. Casey, Howard Langston, or Elf on the Shelf?
So I heard Q say it last round, and I will do it this round. Put the cookie down.
Howard Langston gets a vote on that one. Andy.
I'm gonna vote for Elf on the Shelf.
Hollis.
What else creepy, man? Howard Langston.
Oh, we made it extra creepy this year because my daughter goes back and forth between two houses, and the elf stayed at the other house. So we made an ornament that hangs on the tree that's a spy cam for the elf.
With that, Howard Langston moves on to the next round. Jess, finish this off. Is it Elf on the Shelf or Howard Langston?
Elf on the Shelf.
Ooh, I like your accent from nowhere.
Yeah, I know, right? 4-3 moves on to the next round. Bubble starts this one off. Is it Scrooge or Kevin McCalister?
Oh, why did we do this?
I'll Scrooge you.
Well,
I'm
Kevin
gonna
McCalister.
go ahead, and I am. Oh God, I do love little Kevin. He's so clever, but I am gonna go with Scrooge, just because iconic. I even for like a kid's Christmas play, I really don't feel like you can fuck that up. Like, it's great character.
Scrooge gets a vote on that one. I am also going to make Scrooge on this one. I absolutely love Kevin McCalister, but Kevin McCallister's kind of one note. And since it wasn't part of the third movie and stuff like that, it just completely ruined the franchise for me. So that one. And Scrooge, again, every single version of Scrooge that I've seen, I've liked, even the darker versions of it. So it'll be definitely Scrooge definitely gets my vote. Casey, is it Scrooge or Kevin McCalister?
I will be glad to see my vote lose, but until he gets voted out, I have to vote for the felonious rat bastard.
Gets a vote. Andy, Kevin McCalister or Scrooge?
I'm gonna go with Scrooge for all the previously mentioned reasons.
Region.
Right.
I say every time I say Scrooge, I want to finish up with McDuck on that one, and it's just I'm gonna do it one of these days. I'm gonna accidentally say McDuck. On Scrooge gets a vote. Hollis, is it Scrooge or Kevin McCalister?
First of all, Kevin McCalister reminds me a lot of me as a child. And I hate me, so Scrooge. But I feel like you can't have that conversation without Scrooge McDuck. So, yes, Scrooge. Like the diving into the coin. Yes, the coin. I've always, I know that you break your arms, but you always wish that it could happen that way, where you just dive right in and swim through.
Scrooge gets to vote and the win on that one. Jess, is it Kevin McCalister or Scrooge?
Scrooge. Because he's the humbug.
And Harley.
I'm going to have to go with Kevin McCalister because I actually met Macaulay Culkin and he's a really nice guy.
Aww.
Yeah, I would imagine that too. He seems like a really down to earth type person that would just kind of sit down and have lunch with you. Just a bullshit type thing. Him and Keanu Reeves, I think, is that type of person too. That fame fucked him up for a while, and that now he's just to the point that it's type thing. So I think it's cool. I start this one off. Clark Griswold from Christmas Vacation or Frosty the Snowman. Does anybody remember what Frosty's first line and Frosty's last line was in the original Frosty the Snowman?
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
That is true. He finishes the movie the same way as he starts the movie.
That's the best way to do it, though.
So there's that. With saying that, Clark Griswold gets my vote. I'm supposed to be getting a Griswold jersey, Blackhawks jersey this Christmas, and I'm super stoked for it. So there's that. Casey, Clark Griswold, the Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah.
I need an audio vote, sir.
Didn't come through.
Yeah. I think your mute button is on.
Clark Griswold.
Clark Griswold gets a vote on that one. Andy, Clark Griswold or Frosty the Snowman?
Happy birthday.
Gets another one, Hollis.
Yeah, I love the symbolism. Frosty the Snowman.
Can be a melancholy Christmas.
Do you remember who sang Frosty the Snowman in last week's episode?
That was way too long ago.
Hopefully
The
not
great
you.
man himself, Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's been a
Probably gets a
stressful
vote
week
on that
at work. Leave me alone. It's been way too long ago.
Jess, is it Frosty the Snowman or Clark Griswold?
Frosty the Snowman.
Gets another vote. Harley.
Clark Griswold.
And Bubbles finishes up.
Frosty the Snowman.
Woo!
4-3 is split vote. Clark Griswold moves on to the next round. Casey starts us off. Is it Buddy the Elf or Charlie Brown?
So, I will be casting not one, but 2 votes because I'm going to steal in honor of the missing bastard, Jamie. I'm going to steal Jess's vote with Jamie's permission and vote twice for Charlie Brown.
Gets 2 votes. Andy.
So were you stealing my vote or Bubbles? Because we're both Jess.
Yours.
Okay.
Not Bubbles. Bubbles is too nice to me, and she's coming up soon on an evening at the movies. So
Oh.
I have no problem stealing Bubbles' vote.
It was a waste of a vote anyways, because I was going to choose Charlie Brown anyways.
Charlie Brown gets 2 votes.
oh well.
Andy, Charlie Brown or Buddy the Elf?
Your best bet would have picked Harley or Freddie, because they both hate Will Ferrell.
That
Buddy
is
the
true.
Elf.
But
I
we
like
still
him
would have
very much.
voted for Charlie Brown.
Well,
Buddy the
true.
Elf gets a vote. Hollis, Buddy the Elf or Charlie Brown?
I would like to give you, Freddie, the honor of voting for Buddy the Elf. So I'm going to steal your vote. Fuck you, Freddie.
Yes. Well played.
My hat is off to you. that was very, very well played. I honestly did not see that coming. So, Buddy the Elf gets 2 votes on that one. Jess had her vote stolen. So, Harley, Buddy the Elf or Charlie Brown?
Charlie Brown.
Ah.
By the look on
Charlie
Bubbles'
Brown.
face, she knows what's going on in this one. It's a tie-breaking decision. Buddy the Elf from Charlie Brown is also the second half of round 2. So she has the ability to know who it is facing in the next round. Do you want this option?
Okay, first question. Do we have anybody in the comments currently? Are anybody voting on this at all that are participating?
No, nobody's voted yet.
Yeah, my comments aren't. They're not keep rotating up. So
I just looked at the comments. There's no comments. So
Not on this one.
Well, somebody
last-
just commented that you don't count.
Joshua Cook said buddy.
Said Buddy. Okay. And then he yells from the other room.
Buddy deal.
the last comment I have is Pamela Hicks at 810 here says Walt Disney World Railroad Ride Through the Park. So that's the last one that I have. And
That was the last one until Josh just commented.
okay. So yeah,
From
it's just
YouTube.
not. It's just
So
not
Jess should
going that
the
far.
bubble.
So
You're gonna vote for Buddy, right? Because that's what the comment.
Anyway.
Yes, I am giving my vote to my husband, and I am voting for Buddy the Elf.
I knew I liked him. Thank you, Josh.
Freddie, aren't you so glad that you got to be a part of that wonderful decision today? Doesn't that
I'm
just
glad
make
it
you
wasn't me.
you
Glad
know
it
what?
wasn't me.
I hate to tell you, Hollis, to be perfectly honest, I would have gone with Buddy the Elf myself. Because Buddy the Elf is more Christmas. Will Ferrell is right. Buddy the Elf is more Christmas than Charlie Brown is.
Whatever. You know, like I feel like you can pretend to have ethics all day, but we all know.
I've been voting ethics the majority of the time. So there's that. Finishing out round 2, Andy starts us off. Is it Jack Frost moving on 43 or Cindy Lou Who 43 as well?
Ooh, fuck us.
I mean, I'm not going to make that comment because your husband's in comments.
Jack Frost or Cindy Lou Who? Okay. Okay, my favorite character from The Grinch is the Grinch, not Cindy Lou Who. But Cindy Lou Who was kind of awesome. But Jack Frost is like kind of a crucial part. I guess just not of Christmas, though. Jack Frost is kind of just a winter character in general. And Cindy Lou Who is specifically part of the Grinch story. All right, Cindy Lou Who. Final answer for the $1 million.
Gets a vote, Hollis.
Only because I don't know. I don't like either one, but I guess I'll go Cindy Lou Who. Because like, I guess I can't think of that without thinking of like the overblown like pop version of "Where Are You Christmas." So like, but yeah, Cindy Lou, you can have it.
Jess.
I am gonna go with Cindy Lou Who.
Gets another one, Harley.
For one of my followers, Pamela Hicks, I'm going to go with Cindy Lou Who.
Woo!
Gets a vote and the win, Bubbles.
This one's really like I said, fuck us because we did this to ourselves. Because there's not a Cindy Lou Who that I don't like, and there's not a Jack Frost I don't like. So I'm having a really hard time with this. Am I the last vote, or can I blow my load?
You're not the last vote, but I can tell you right now that Cindy Lou Who has already moved on.
Oh, well then I'm gonna do Jack Frost. That's gonna be my vote then.
Gets a vote. I'm gonna go with Cindy Lou Who on this one. Again, because of Pretty Reckless.
And what Bubble was saying is that there's no version of Cindy Lou Who that she doesn't like. There is one version of Jack Frost I don't like, and that's the horror movie version of Jack Frost. So the only Christmas horror movie that is worse than that movie is a movie called Santa's Sleigh. And as a wrestling fan, it's really hard to say that because the guy who played Santa in Santa's Sleigh, Sleigh being Slay, was Bill Goldberg. So it kind of bothers me. I do like Cindy Lou Who, and I've liked her in every single version they've had. So there's that. Casey, finish this out. Is it Cindy Lou Who or Jack Frost?
Jack Frost.
5-2. Cindy Lou Who moves on to the next round. Be right back for round 3 and beyond. Myself, Casey, Jess, Harley, and Bubbles have not blown their load. And steal a votes. And these next 4 votes are the last time you can use a steal a vote. Is myself, Andy, Jess, and Bubbles. So there's that. Welcome back for round 3 and beyond. Looks like Hollis starts us off. Is it Rudolph or Buddy the Elf?
Oh, I'm gonna just as a tiny little fuck you to Jeremy Rudolph.
Gets a vote. Jess, is it Rudolph or Buddy the Elf?
We each have a chance to steal a vote, right?
Yes, you do.
So I'm just gonna be a bastard and steal Harley's vote and do Buddy the Elf.
Harley has been stolen from. So Bubbles, is it Rudolph or Buddy the Elf?
Blow my load.
In hopes that Bubbles has to make the tie-breaking decision on this one, I will be tying it up with Rudolph on this one. Casey, is it Rudolph or Buddy the Elf?
You're
Casey
blowing your
has
load
also-
too.
I will make the tie-breaking vote in case she votes that direction. Bubbles, go ahead and vote.
Thank you. Is it my turn again, or is it Andy's turn?
It is Andy's turn.
It's say it one more time. I'm sorry.
Is Rudolph or Buddy the Elf? It is a time matchup currently.
Okay. I'm gonna vote for Buddy the Elf.
Buddy the Elf gets a vote. Bubbles, Rudolph, Buddy the Elf.
I'm listening to my husband on this one. I'm going with Buddy.
Yes.
With the vote and the win, Casey finishes out.
Rudolph.
4-3. Buddy the Elf moves on to the next round. Jess starts this one off. Is it the Grinch or Scrooge?
The Grinch.
Grinch gets a vote. Harley.
The Grinch.
Gets another one. Bubbles.
Scrooge McDuck.
It sounds like you're saying Scrooge or Duck.
Scrooge gets
I
a
haven't
vote.
seen a
McDuck,
droplet in my mouth.
Thank you.
Scrooge gets a vote. McDuck gets a vote from me. So it is a tie game currently. Casey, is it Scrooge or Grinch? Rudolph is a little pantsy.
I will vote with the senator from the great state of Bastardom.
Thank you.
Scrooge gets a vote on that one. Andy, is it Scrooge or Grinch?
The Grinch. I do love some Scrooge, but the Grinch.
Which means it is a tie-breaking decision coming down to Hollis. Hollis, do you want to know who's facing in the Final Four?
No. So, I think I am going to, for like longevity's sake, say Scrooge.
Yay!
Stolen your vote. I thought about
Scrooge
it.
moves on 4-3 to the next round. Harley starts us off. Is it Howard Langston from Jingle All the Way or Cindy Lou Who from Grinch?
Cindy Lou Who.
Gets a vote. Bubbles
Cindy Lou Who?
gets another one. I'm going to give it to Cindy Lou Who as well. I absolutely love Howard Langston for all the things I've mentioned in the past. But it's fucking Cindy Lou Who. Like, the only way it would be like voting against Robin Williams. Like, you can't do that. So it's fucking Cindy Lou Who. Kissy, is it Howard Langston or Cindy Lou Who?
Put the cookie down will not be going out on a sweep. Jingle all the
Gets
way.
a vote. Andy.
Cindy Lou Who.
Hollis.
Begrudgingly, I'll agree with you, Freddie. Cindy Lou Who. I really like Jingle All the Way, but I'll do that. Yeah.
Where are you, Christmas?
And Jeff finishes up.
Cindy Lou Who.
6-1, Cindy Lou Who moves on to the Final Four. Bubbles, Mrs. Claus or Clark Griswold?
Mrs. Claus.
Girl power.
Gets a vote. I will be going for Clark Griswold, and I'm stealing a vote. Just for retribution purposes, not that it's going to matter, I'm going to steal a vote from Hollis.
Not that it's gonna matter.
Yeah, it's probably not going to matter
Freddie.
on that one. Casey,
Doesn't
Clark
matter.
Griswold, Mrs. Claus.
I'm blind.
It was reflecting so much off of that light.
I could not see you. And they say, and
What y'all?
you say,
It's
I'm
like when you're
Ellen.
passing the caution cones at night.
Oh, Jesus God. My retinas are freaking burnt out of my freaking eye sockets.
It's
You're
like
right.
when you have that big ass truck right behind you with the halogens.
Leave y'all me now.
Uh, Clark Griswold.
Gets a vote. Andy.
I don't even remember what we're doing anymore. What's happening?
Mrs. Claus or Clark Griswold?
Oh, I mean, I think yes to both in a sexy pole dancing Mrs. Claus outfit. But Mrs. Claus for sure.
Hollis had her vote stolen. Jess, Mrs. Claus or Clark Griswold?
I'm going with Mrs. Claus.
It is a tie-breaking decision coming down to Harley. Do you want to know who is facing in the Final Four?
No. Normally it's
Alright.
girl power, but it's Clark Griswold. I
Ooh,
just love.
In the clutch.
Oh my god.
I'm surprised Mrs. Claus made it this far, to be perfectly honest.
That's because she's a
4-3.
badass. She's a baddie all herself. Like,
Can't have a Mr. Claus without the Mrs. Claus, okay?
All right.
nothing would run smoothly.
Steal of votes are no longer in play. So Andy and Bubbles, you did not use that option. Myself, Jess, and Harley still have loads to blow. So I start this one off, and we're in the final 4 right now. Is it Scrooge McDuck or Buddy the Elf? I mean, the fact that I don't like Will Ferrell aside, Scrooge is essentially Christmas. It's one of the longest running Christmas stories of all time. Like it quite literally is. So I'm gonna have to go with Scrooge on this one. The fact that since it just goes with the fact that I don't have to vote for Will Ferrell just kind of helps the situation. Casey, is it Scrooge or Buddy the Elf?
So, fun fact, A Christmas Carol was written by Charles Dickens, who happens to be born on February 7th, which is the same birthday as yours truly.
Before my son's birthday.
Scrooge.
Scrooge gets a vote. Andy.
Scrooge.
Hollis.
Scrooge, longevity, 1800s.
Gets a vote. And I'm really happy to say this gets to win. Jess, is it Buddy the Elf or Scrooge?
I'm going to go with Scrooge.
Gets another one. Harley.
Doesn't sound like a name anymore.
Okay, do you really have to ask me this when you already know who I'm going to vote for?
For dexterity reasons, yes, I do.
We're going to go for Scrooge because of the fact I can't stand Will Ferrell.
Sure, he's
And
not
Bubbles
fond of
finishes out.
The senator is calling upon the janitor to get his broom because this is a fucking sweep. Scrooge.
Woo!
I definitely like
That
that
was
one.
great.
That was good.
Jamie,
The janitor's
who
never
is
gonna show
at
up
home
for
right
this
now,
one. That happened.
is going for Scrooge McDuck on this one. Scrooge moves on in a sweep to the finals.
McDuck for the win.
McDuck for the win. Could you imagine diving into a pile of coins like that, though? Like, it'd be the last dive that you ever do. Can you imagine
You
the
break every
story
bone in your body.
like
Ask Peter Griffin.
if you're ever gonna die, make it a good story. Me diving into a giant pile of coins, that would just be fucking funny.
Hey, it's defacing currency, so you get to commit a felony and die at the same time.
Yes. Casey, start us off. Is it Clark Griswold from Christmas Vacation or Cindy Lou Who from The Grinch?
Oh, this is not even close. Clark Griswold.
Clark Griswold gets the vote. Andy.
Cindy Lou Who.
Hollis.
I'm not down for the angry man energy right now. Cindy Lou Who.
Jess.
Cindy Lou Who.
Harley.
Clark Griswold.
Bubbles.
Cindy Ed.
Listen, I'm upset that he made it past Mrs. Claus. So,
Damn it.
Cindy Lou Who.
I mean, Josh is in comments. He was yelling Clark too. So, like, there's that. Cindy Lou Who gets to vote. I'm going to give it to Clark, though.
Is that what Josh sounds like? Oh, Clark, yes.
Yeah, sometimes I have to tie my hair back.
Wear the glasses, too.
Wear my glasses.
Mm.
Make sure I have something underneath that.
Yes, Mr. Kent.
Cindy Lou Who moves on 4-3 to the next round. Third place. Andy starts us off. Is it Buddy the Elf or Clark Griswold?
Buddy the Elf. 100%.
Hollis.
You did say you were not all about the angry man energy. So...
Yeah, I'm gonna go Buddy. Because like it's joy, hope, excitement. I'll take it. Once in a while.
Jess, Buddy the Elf or Clark Griswold?
Buddy the Elf.
Gets another one. Harley, Buddy the Elf or Clark Griswold?
Clark Griswold.
Gets about Bubbles.
Oh, it's absolutely Buddy the Elf.
Gets another vote. I'm going to give Buddy the Elf a vote as well. Again, Clark Griswold, I love the character, but if you want to go Christmas for Christmas, I mean, I don't like the guy. I don't like the character, but if you're going to go Christmas to Christmas, it's fucking Buddy the Elf.
Isn't that what political voting feels like too, though?
Yeah.
I like the guy, but
So yeah, Buddy the Elf gets my vote. Casey, finish this out.
Clark.
Five to 2, Buddy the Elf moves on to third place. Finals. Jess, Harley, and myself have not blown loads. And Hollis starts us off. Is it Scrooge or Cindy Lou Who?
Oh.
I don't know. I think we all secretly want like our dads to grow like Scrooge did. So for all of us, Scrooge.
Hoping that old grouchy man can still show signs of personal growth.
Yeah.
Scrooge gets a vote. Jess.
I'm gonna go with Scrooge.
Gets another one. Harley.
I'm going to go with Scrooge.
Bubbles.
So I love Cindy Lou. Like we talked about earlier, there's not like a version that I don't like, but ultimately Scrooge.
Sibling rivalry.
Scrooge gets a vote and the win. I'm going to avoid a sweep on this one. Cindy Lou Who gets my vote. I love the Scrooge story, but for somebody who just loves Christmas and who's just a sweet character, like in the original 1966 cartoon, like this is one of the most adorable fucking kids that you would ever see in a movie, and especially in a cartoon type thing, especially when there's a whole bunch of other movies out there of kids just being dicks around Christmas. This little girl is like fucking just sweet. So Cindy Lou Who gets my vote on that one. Casey, is it Cindy Lou Who or Scrooge? You're on mute, Hilmy.
Scrooge.
There you go. Scrooge. Scrooge gets a vote. And Andy, finish this up.
Well, I wasn't gonna let Scrooge completely sweep Cindy Lou Who. I think he deserves to win, so I'm glad he's already won, so that I can still vote for Cindy Lou Who, and Scrooge can still have the win.
Scrooge wins the day 5-2, beating out Cindy Lou Who in the finals. Buddy the Elf gets third place today. That is our show this week. Casey, where can people find you?
I am available every Wednesday morning, wherever you get your podcast listening fix. You can also find me at www.idnmtrpodcastnetwork.com. As well, you can tune in and listen every Tuesday night to the I Did Not Make These Rankings drafts. This week is our season finale. So we will be talking about greatest movies of 2023 and greatest TV shows of 2023. Tune in and check it out. Otherwise, yeah, this was lots of fun. Glad to be here and help out. Next.
Andy and Hollis.
I'm Andy, and that's Hollis.
Yep.
And we are Don't Call Me Lady. And currently we're working on a Christmas show that you can find all the details about on Facebook. And
Don't Call Me Lady Music or Don't Call Me Lady on all platforms.
Yeah, all the platforms.
Jess is going weird on her end for some reason. I got a black circle just going around on her end, so
She's
might
there.
be-
Well, I'm
there,
still here.
Jess.
But you
Where do
can
people
find
find you?
me. You can find me on Facebook under Just May Vandy Stroot, Instagram under Just May 93, or this
Or
podcast.
not? She left the office. All right. Harley, while I try to get her back.
You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, either with The Asylum with Harley or the Mod Squad Network.
And Bubbles.
You can find me here at Bracket Bastards, or you can find me on both Snapchat and TikTok under Jessie Marie.
And it looks like Jess made it back to us. Jess, where can people find you?
Oh, we all heard her.
Yeah. You're the only one that
Oh, I
didn't
don't-
hear shit.
You're the only one that didn't.
My stuff went through.
That is so fucking weird. All right.
Super weird.
I am your host, Freddie Fisher. You can find me at that on Facebook. While you're on Facebook, check out Bracketology. We have 2 different polls going up every single day. Currently, it is a search for Santa bracket, where we're taking a whole bunch of different Santas from movies, TV, cartoons, so on and so forth, and finding our favorites, going down to one that should end up right around Christmas. If I did my math right. If not, well, fuck it. Other than that, we're also doing a Tom Hanks bracket next up, including on that one where we will be doing a thrillers bracket, because the person who won the TV pets bracket got to choose the next one, and that's what she decided to go with. On Twitter, I'm at Fisher777. We're all at Bracket Pod. And on Instagram, you can find me, as always, at Can't Lick Me. I'd like to thank people in the comments today. Back to Retro, Amanda, Pamela Q, who has been kind of on the show as well. And if my comments would show up any more than that, I would thank you guys too. But I appreciate you guys coming and enjoying the show. Next week, we are doing, as I said before, Christmas-ish movies. Yes, Die Hard will be on that list. Among us, some other really, really good movies. So I'm looking forward to that one. Next Saturday, join us the 23rd at 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central Time. I'll leave you guys with the simple words of the late, great Jerry Springer, and that is this: take care of yourself and each other. Have a great week, guys, and Merry Christmas.
Bye.
And of course, my computer is going to take fucking forever to do this. Yes, end stream.